Yo, what is happening, guys? Welcome back. How's it, Anchor? How's everyone? Hope everyone's having a great day. It's a new month. It is a new month, so we want to speak about what is actually happening with the monthly charts. So we're going to go over a couple monthly charts today and see exactly what's happening. But overall, in the month, it's been quite a good one compared to obviously last month. So yeah, you can see lots of tokens are up, quite a lot. But yeah, welcome, Nico. Hope everyone's having a great day. Let's get straight into it. Very interesting to see this token here. M is up around about meme core. So we have a look at that. It's up almost 864% this month, which is kind of crazy. So maybe we could get an entry there. I'm not too sure, but we'll have a look at all the main tokens today. And what are your guys' thoughts on August, right? What are your guys' thoughts on August? Let me know, because if we do look at the monthly returns on August, it's not great, right? It's probably one of the worst months out of all the months, right? So August typically is a bearish month, but it doesn't mean that we're going to be bearish, if you know what I mean. But just this is something to look at. We obviously the last 4 years, right? Last 3 years just been terribly bearish for Bitcoin. So we'll obviously go over all the data that supports all of this. But yeah, let's get straight into the charts. All right, so we bullish, eh? Are you guys bullish there? I mean, to be honest with you, I think what's going to happen today is we're probably going to see a fake out. Majority Mondays, we normally see, like, if we bullish, like normally, you'll see like a Monday we'll actually try to fake people out, and then Tuesday throughout the whole week will just be bullish price action. So that's kind of what I'm expecting for the day. But anyway, let's just chat about this beautiful looking chart over here, Ethereum. I'm loving how Ethereum is looking on the monthly chart, but the problem is, guys, this is the problem. We close literally respecting resistance, right? I mean, so we managed to have this massive bullish close. I mean, Ethereum pumped from last open, right? Ethereum pumped almost, 60%, guys. Pumped 60% within the month. And then the problem is right now, we're still below key resistance, right? We are still below key resistance. And that is the only problem that I'm struggling to try get an entry up for Ethereum, because as long as we stay below this level here, I'll make it a little bit more clearer for you. But as long as price stays below this level here for Ethereum on the monthly time frame, we could easily come back and retrace into these levels over here, right? So we do have this obviously we did get taken out over here, but this is something to note. Right, so I'm just going to draw this in here. So this is a key level to note, potential retracement zone for Ethereum if we do ever come back down to the zone, okay? So the thing is right now for ETH, we pretty much at a level where, we either come back down, retrace into this level, which is something that I'm looking at. This is going to be like my buy zone potentially on the monthly time frame for continuation to the upside, right? Because if we do look at the weekly time frame, we're going to do a heavy top-down analysis here, but if you look at the weekly time frame, you can see we still just closed respecting that level, and that weekly time frame candle closed actually below the previous week's low, right? So if you have a look at this, have a look over here, right? We did actually manage to close below the previous week's low, right over here. Okay, so this is previous week low over here. So what I'll do is I'll just write it in here just so you can understand previous week low. We'll make that a little bit bigger so you can see it. Actually, we can actually put it up a little bit more so you can see it a bit more. Okay, so that's previous week low. Okay, so basically, closing below this level here is not a good sign for the bulls. And obviously we got a massive rejection from the monthly resistance, right? Pretty much closing respecting that level. Yeah. So when looking at Ethereum, I mean, the main thing right now is we have a whole bunch of levels a little below here. We have this bullish fair value gap as well over here, which is something to note. Okay. So this would be the ideal long situation here. If price can somehow, you can see how many times price taps this level, and then we get a reaction, right, from the zone. Okay. So this level here, guys, right over here, this is a strong ass level, right? It's a super strong level over here. So if price were to come back down into the zone, this would be the ideal level to take longs. Okay. So on the weekly time frame, Ethereum's kind of just stuck between resistance and support right now. So we kind of just stuck over here and over here. Price needs to obviously close above this level in order to continue higher prices. Okay. So if we look at the weekly time frame, you can see, okay, well, price didn't close, it closed respecting resistance, but it didn't close above this key level here. So longs are just not on the table right now for me, right? if we somehow closed above there, then I'd be looking at, okay, well, we could potentially go up today. And that is kind of why, not really looking at any longs right now, because on the daily time frame as well, we did actually break this key support over here, potentially looking for price to come down lower. Okay, that is something to note. Okay, the problem is right now we were in this clear little move to the upside, right? And then what actually happened, we broke previous level over here, which is our previous week's low, and this could in turn be the directional move that we're gonna get before we get a move up. Okay. So I'm very, very cautious today on Monday. We all know that Mondays are typically, a fake out day. So I do want to quickly go down to the 4-hour time frame. You can see same thing, right? We obviously were in this bullish structure, and then what actually happened is we started to make lower highs over here, and then we did actually break this previous support over here. So potentially, we could come down from this level. Okay. So what is my setup today? That's probably what you're asking for Ethereum, right? What would you be looking at for a long scenario or a short scenario, right? The reason why I'm a little bit skeptical for the long scenario is because of the monthly time frame, the weekly time frame, and then also the daily time frame, right? We're closing below key support over here on the weekly time frame as well, right? So the problem is we also have this fair value gap over here that is getting absolutely respected right now. Okay, so essentially this level over here we would need to see price start getting above, and that is exactly something that we would need to see for buys, right? So this is on the 4-hour time frame. You can see this is a super strong level. If you look to the left, beautiful level. So for buys today, guys, we need to start at least start seeing price get above this level here. Okay, so it's going to be around about 3,564. Okay, if somehow the 4-hour time frame can get above this level here, then I'll be like, okay, price is most probably this just looks like a liquidation. Price wanted to take out the lows, which it did. It actually did take out these lows, and this just could be a move to the upside, right? So that is something that I'll be waiting for. But the problem is right now, can we take that trade? Based on the information that we've got right now? No, we can't. We need a little bit more data in order for price to, sorry, let me turn that music down a bit, in order for price to continue higher. Yeah, what's up, guys? Azad, what's happening? Hope everyone's doing well. So this is something I'm looking at for Ethereum. Okay, so 4-hour candle needs to close above this previous level, 3,564. Okay, if price can close above this level, then cool, longs would be valid, right? Let's have a look at the 15-minute time frame. So the 15-minute time frame is showing that price does want to, it looks like price does want to continue higher here. I'll be honest with you, right? But the problem is we have this level right over here. So this is going to be like my support zone for the day, right? I want to see, yeah, this is going to be the level right over here. Okay, so basically if price somehow were to close below this trend line over here on the 15-minute and were to actually break below this previous low over here, then that would be the signal to look for a short position, right? I would wait for something like that, okay? And then you'd look to target these lows, okay? Stop loss above the highs, something like that, okay? But the problem is right now we need to obviously see price to break below this low, okay? You want to see price break below this low, confirm break, which means confirm candle closure below this low, and then we can look for those retracements back into the trend line, and then look for continuations to the downside. Okay, does that make sense? So Ethereum, that is what I'm looking at for ETH. Okay, then we look at the buy side scenario, and the buy side scenario is just going to be the 4-hour time frame. Okay, the problem is taking longs into resistance like this is just not the play, right? It's just not the play. We did break support over here, guys, so just you can't ignore the fact that we broke the previous weekly low. We can't ignore that, right? This does look like a potential, V-shaped pattern, which is like a recovery pattern, which definitely can play out, right? But until then, 4-hour time frame needs to hold up here, right? We need price to start closing above that level, and then we could potentially look at, longs to the upside on the 4-hour close. Okay, so this is like the two scenarios. So Ethereum is at a critical level right now. I'll be honest with you, right? We are at a critical level here for Ethereum. Okay, so we either get the 4-hour candle to close above our key level, we look for continuation longs, or we wait for the breakdown over here on the 50-minute time frame, and we look for those continuation sells. Okay, does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense in the chat. And if you guys are watching, make sure you guys to send me some coins to go over, guys. Make sure to send me some tokens to have a look at. We want to go over a lot of tokens today. The reason being it's a Monday, it's a new month. There's new opportunities, so we want to make sure that we capitalizing on everything, right? So if you guys have anything that you want to go over, please put in the chat. I'll definitely go over all your tokens today, but I want to go over a couple that I'm looking at. But that's my Ethereum thoughts. Okay, so I hope you guys are having similar thoughts on that, but I think once we break down here, I do think we're going to come down and we can take sells, and I'll be quite confident in that because it is a Monday, and obviously the weekly and the daily time frame did obviously close below support, so we have to keep that in the back of our mind, right? Structurally it's not looking that great, right? Unless we start seeing 4-hour candles close above 3,564, right? That makes sense. Let's look at OTC quickly. OTC, one of the tokens I'm looking at for the day for the longs. So if you guys remember last week, we were speaking about OTC and we're saying, okay, well, OTC, it was over here. It was literally over here. It was the Wednesday, and we're looking at it and we're like, okay, well, OTC is actually coming up to a key level right now. 113. That would have been the break, right? 113 break above here, and you look for continuation longs. The thing is right now, guys, the reason why, we just got this trend line break, which is beautiful, but the problem is we didn't break these highs. This is the massive fair value gap. So the problem, I just can't take longs until we get above 113 on the 4-hour time frame. Does that make sense? Price is still bearish below 113. Price is still generally bearish below 113, guys. So I honestly can't take a long only once we get above 113 on the 4-hour time frame. Although we did break bullish, can you just see how price couldn't close above these previous wicks? So remember, price action works and market structure, how it plays out is, you form highs and you form lows, right? So this is not a new high that's formed. This is getting rejected, right? Because we didn't get the candle to close above that previous high, right? So that's telling us, okay, this is a massive rejection zone. Why would we take longs going into the zone? Makes zero sense, right? Exactly. So we are waiting for price to close above this level here, 113, which is going to confirm that price is potentially just going to go higher from here, because we would have known that, okay, well, this just looks like price, took out the lows, W pattern, double bottom, flip bullish, however you want to say it. But in order for continuation, we need to see the 113 level get taken out. And then we can play the trade to these highs right over here. Nice little 8% move to the upside with TPs across the way, right? You would have TPs at all these liquidity levels, right? 116 and then 122, right? So LTC, it's at a level right now where I'm just like, okay, well, can we take longs? No. Why not? Because we're at resistance. Did we break structure? No, we didn't, because price didn't break the previous high. Price is in a bearish fair value gap. Lots of selling orders sitting here. So why would we take a long in the zone? Makes zero sense. Wait for price to close above this level. Put your alerts. And then we should be locked in. I'm gonna put an alert a little bit lower just so we can jump into this trade. We can get alerted a little bit earlier. But does that make sense? Litecoin on the verge of a move here, guys. So that is something I'm looking at for today. We'll probably only get this tomorrow, right? I do believe that Mondays are typically a bit bearish in terms of if we're in bullish market structure. Okay, so someone suggested let's go over MKR. Well, let's do that 100%. Let's have a look at that. AVAX is also another one on my radar. We'll jump over that as well. And then also, there's a lot of tokens that are on my radar. But let's chat about. This was that trade last week, guys. We took in the signals group, but I ended up actually just getting stopped out of break even over here. But this thing actually ripped. Ape's looking bearish there as well. All right, let's go over MKR quickly, just so we can jump through it. And then we'll go over any other tokens. If you guys did just join, welcome to the live stream. It's happy to have everyone that has joined a little bit late to be here. We are going to try to do some analysis here, guys, on most tokens. If you have any tokens that you want to go over, remember it is the monthly close, right? So we need to go over most of the tokens so we can prepare ourselves for the new month. Okay. All right. So MKR, let's have a look at you at the monthly time frame here. So MKR closed bullish above resistance, okay, which is fine. Did we close above there? We did not. This is actually not great. So I'll be honest with you. So with this candle closing here, can you see the monthly candle close, and then we had a massive top wick. We've already taken out previous month's highs, which is kind of crazy, which is kind of not something you want to see, right? So the thing is, think about it, guys. So if you're looking for a long position, right? I'm just going to quickly do a little bit of educational right now. But if you're looking for a long position, what do you need to happen in order for you to take a long position in order for price to go higher? Well, you need price to obviously grab liquidity. You need orders to push price up, right? So when you see something like this, which is absolutely disgusting, by the way, when you see the previous month, we had our previous month high, right? We'll write that in, right? Previous month high, okay? Previous month high is sitting right over here at around about 2,314. So that was this was 2 months ago, right? But when you see the monthly candle close bullish like this, and then take out the highs, and then you actually want to see price close above these key levels. You want to see price close above this high. The problem is when we get rejected from previous month high, and you're closing back below this bearish fair value gap, this is showing a massive rejection. I'll be honest with you, right? This is a huge bearish fair value gap that we can't just get above, right? So the problem is right now we need to start seeing price get above this level here. I'll be honest with you. So we'll obviously monitor the zone on the weekly time frame and stuff like that, but this is a terrible close for the monthly time frame for MKR. I'll be honest with you. It's not looking great. Closing below previous month high and closing below this huge bearish fair value gap is just not great, right? So anyway, if we look at the weekly time frame is showing a huge rejection as well, which is obviously seen on the monthly time frame from that massive wick that we just highlighted. But it's the same thing. Closing, respecting this level here is just not going to give us any room for price to go higher, right? And then closing literally back into this gap over here is something to note, okay? Let's have a look at the daily time frame. So if we go look at the daily, we can see, okay, cool, daily time frame, closing literally respecting that previous month high, what we spoke about. And right now you can just see that we kind of just chopped around over here. Let me just remove this so we can just make it a little bit cleaner, yeah. So basically what we have is we just have the support over here, okay? We have the support over here that price is pretty much holding above, and then we have a local resistance sitting right over here as well, okay? So for me, I just don't really see anything within this range over here, I'll be honest with you. So if we just extend this to the left over here just to see what's happening. So basically what I want to see here is price is just currently stuck in a little bit of a range here between this low over here, 1,823, and then this high over here of 2,036, okay? So we need price to start closing, either below this level here or above this level. Right now, price is pretty much just stuck in this range, okay? We're stuck in a range where price can't really do anything, right? We need price to either close above the range or close below the range, right? You could potentially play the long game over here, stop loss below the TP here and potentially TP at previous month high. That's something to look at, but nothing really to get overexcited about, right? And then if you look at the lower time frames, like the 15-minute time frame, you'll start to see that it's looking worse and worse, right? But have a look at this. Have a look at this. There's a beautiful upper sloping trend line over here. Just gonna have to draw this a little bit better here, but we can just draw it from that wick. I mean, this is something, I'll be honest with you, this is definitely something. So basically, guys, if you're looking at this on the 50-minute time frame, we have a huge bearish fair value gap getting absolutely respected to its core, right? So this whole structure is very bearish, right? It's nothing really bullish about this unless we start closing back above these levels, yeah, on the 50-minute time frame. So if the 50-minute time frame can confirm price to close below this trend, I'm going to take a sell today, guys. Like I said, MKR potentially taking sells back down to, all these lots of liquidity levels sitting over here, which is a nice, beautiful setup here, because essentially we can take profit at all these lows over here. We could even have potentially 4 TPs, which is something I don't really have. But this is going to be the play for today. If we somehow close below this level here, we somehow close below this low over here, which is at your previous low. Remember, we have to change structure in order for price to confirm this break, right? So we could close below trend here, but as long as we stay below this previous low, it's just not really going to play out, right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So basically, you guys are bullish there. I can see a lot of people in the chat are bullish, but I'll be honest with you, nothing's really bullish about this chart right now, especially on the 50-minute time frame. I would look at, even if you go down to the 5 minutes here, this is just looking absolutely weak. I mean, look at the 5; it's showing so much weakness here. You can even see we try to take out these highs. It's just looking absolutely terrible. I'll be honest with you. So plan for the day. I'll be honest with you, we're looking at sells. Unless that 4-hour candle closes above our level here on Ethereum, right? If you guys remember, this was the plan for ETH, right? We either get the 4-hour candle to close above 3,564, or we wait for that 50-minute break of trend. So same thing with MKR, guys. MKR is looking a little bit weak, so we will obviously look at sells. Okay, does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. Welcome, guys. If you guys are new, let me know what is your guys' thoughts. So we have the poll. Most of you guys are looking at a fake out. I agree. So I'm one of those traders. A very neutral trader. Like, I'll literally take a long in a bearish market. I'll take a short in a bullish market, just depending on how price action is aligning, right? Which is why we took those shorts last week for Ape. So same type of thing here for MKR. As long as price stays above the trend line, it is kind of bullish, right? But if price were to close below this level here, and to confirm a close below this level here, then we will take the sells. But why would you take a sell now when price is in an uptrend, right? You just wouldn't. Okay, so you would have to wait for these candles to close in order for price to continue lower. Okay, so that's my thoughts on MKR. So we're gonna actually put all the trades we're looking at today. So we got Litecoin, we got MKR, we have Ethereum as well. We've got all those setups that we're waiting for today. So yeah, let's see what happens. It'll be interesting to see. Where do you see XRP if ETH pull back to 2.83k, and what if Bitcoin went down to 100k? So XRP, let's have a look. So if Ethereum went down to 2,800 or 3k, which is kind of, that's quite aggressive. Like, but essentially, if ETH were to do that, let me just see the drop quickly, because that is a potential, right? If you do look at the weekly time frame. So let's just say ETH had a drop around about 20%, which is, that would be insane. I don't like I said, these targets here are like more on a higher time frame targets. But if we let's just say hypothetically, right, it went to that low, then what I'd probably look at, let's have a look here at XRP hitting probably just this level here, 265. I don't really see XRP going back below this level here. If XRP had to come all the way back down and retest like these levels, I just don't see it, right? I was actually waiting for last week, because we had that dump, right? And I was actually waiting for price to hit this level here, 265, right? 2.65 didn't hit it, but this would be my level here for XRP. If Ethereum had to dump that low, this would be the level that I'd look at. Oh wait, my screen's frozen. My bad. So basically what I'd wait for here is I'll wait for price to hit 2.65. We come down, hit that level, and that would be, because that's your retest of your previous high, right? So yeah, I just don't see it right now. But if ETH had to dump to 2,800 or 3,000, then I do see XRP coming all the way back down to 2.65, which is still fine, right? But yeah, I don't think XRP will come that low again, I'll be honest. Right. So what is the plan for some other tokens? So because the people have just joined, we want to go over, there is another token I'm looking at, and guys, I'll be honest, AVAX, I think AVAX is a lot of, and I'll go over Dogecoin as well, but I think a lot of people are going to sleep on this one. I'll be honest with you. AVAX has so much upside potential here, and it's come back to a key retracement level, guys. Look at these tokens right now, guys. A lot of tokens are still down so much. Like, I know everyone's like, oh, I missed out, but like, you haven't missed out. AVAX was like $18. It's at 21. You haven't missed out on anything, bro. Like, you still have so much upside to these highs. AVAX got that confirmed breakout here. It's just going to take a while to consolidate here. But buying at AVAX at like $21 or $22, I honestly think that it's a good buy. Right? I remember last week we were saying that. Same thing, Tom. I remember Tom was saying that, I can see Solana go low to that 155 level, and it exactly did. So you don't see below $2? No, I don't personally. I don't for XRP. I don't see that. I think 2.56 or 2.65 is going to be the low for XRP. I don't see XRP going that low. Although it is quite a bearish month. But I just don't see it. Because Ethereum quarter 4 and quarter 3 are so bullish. So that means that altcoins should, even if Bitcoin does have a terrible month, I think altcoins can still outperform whatever this terrible month would be for August. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Okay. Avo is strongest. Avo. Let's have a look at Avo. I'll quickly, after Avo, I want to have a look at Dogecoin. Dogecoin's also sleeping. If you guys are sleeping on Dogecoin, I wouldn't, because I think, we broke multiple structures to the upside. I think everything's, printing more bullish than bearish here, but we'll go over it just now. And then Solana obviously hit our key level there. Let's have a look at Avo quickly. Avo. Is this the one? It's only on WeX, right? See, I'm not too sure. Is this the one? Not too sure. I can't really analyze this though, unless it's on deck screener. Is it like, oh, it's Avo, sorry. I said Avo. What am I saying, bro? Didn't we go over this last week or something, or 2 weeks ago? We did speak about this. I was gonna buy at this 3.45. I actually remember this. Yeah, this is looking absolutely bullish. I'll be honest with you. Oh my god, I see exactly what you're looking at here. We're gonna get a breakout here. I think we just did. We got a breakout. Honestly, this thing's looking absolutely beautiful. We were looking at last week this level here, 3.45, which was that previous open high, right? And that's exactly what it did. It came all the way back down to this level. And honestly, this is looking super bullish. I'll be honest with you. We just broke out of here, consolidation, looking like, buy volume is a little bit low right now, but it's looking decent. Transactions are a little bit low as well, which is something to note. The volume is very low as well. But it is a breakout. It is a breakout for Avo. So honestly looking super good. I mean, if you guys bought where Tom bought, I think Tom bought probably down here, but last week we were saying that this was the buy zone, so you would be up like 50% if you did buy there. I was meant to buy after my live stream, bro, and then I forgot, which is a bit annoying. But I know. You did tell me. I literally last week it was 3.8. I think it was here, and then we're like, okay, well, price could come down to like 3.45. And then I just forgot, bro. I literally just forgot. But I think I might buy a little bit here because this is a pretty nice breakout. I just don't really like the volume though. A little bit low in volume. What are your thoughts on that with low volume? Let me know your thoughts on that, Tom. Let me know your thoughts on that. I'll be interested to hear. Litecoin's kind of pumping, yeah. Oh my god. Litecoin's kind of pumping. We're going to go long on Litecoin today, guys. Like I said, I think Litecoin's going to be the strongest token today. Oh my lord. Okay, well, where did this come from? Alright. We need to lock in here because it looks like the market wants to move here. Let's have a look at Litecoin. I mean, look at that 15-minute candle, bro. What is that? I mean, it just pumped 2% and if we look at the 5-minute, it'll probably be more angry, yeah. Okay. But guys, be patient. I know it's not a great feeling when the market's pumping and you're not in an entry or anything like that, but we can't take this long. I'll be honest with you, we can't take this long unless the price closes above 113.08. I'll be honest with you guys. We can't. We just can't do it because price is still going to get rejected. Although it's looking quite bullish right now, it could easily get rejected. It's a Monday. It's everything likes to get faked out on a Monday. So just be patient. We're going to wait for this one, right? We get the 4 hour close. We take longs. We put stop loss below the low. We put low leverage, right? We're going, so we'll be fine. Just patience, yeah. It's new. Once it goes, it goes. Okay, I'll buy some today. Onda and Sweeze, thanks. Pump tomorrow. I do think there's going to be a pump. Personally, guys, I think this whole August, everyone's bearish and all of this stuff. I think it's gonna be a bullish month. I just don't like how the monthly candle closed on most tokens. So we'll chat about it. So if you guys did just join, we're looking at Ethereum longs. 4 hour candle needs to close above this level here for longs. Remember, once we get a 4 hour close above there, then we look for longs. If not, we're gonna look for sells if we break this trend. Look at the 50-minute time frame. We're going to look for sells if we break this trend, but if not, you can. So we're waiting for a couple setups here. People want me to go over SWE as well. Let's have a look at SWE. SWE, naturally beautiful token, but it did break multiple structures as well. But we'll have a look at SWE. I mean, that weekly candle was just, my God. So weekly candle, just not great. It did close above this previous high, but still bullish, right? Because we did close above that high. This is just a retracement into this massive bearish and bullish fair value gap, right? So you want to be looking for buys within the zone. So what I'm actually looking at for the day, you'll check. I was waiting for price to come down a little bit lower here to this buy zone because we did break trend, right? So I was looking for the price to come down a little bit lower. Potentially we can still get that. If we look at the 4 hour time frame quickly, I mean, the 4 hour time frame right now is just also looking quite weak. I'll be honest with you. We need price to flip bullish and start closing back above this level here. Remember, this is a key level from that previous high, right? That we spoke about on the daily time frame. So price needs to start getting back above 2.4946, which is why I've got an alert there, right? And then also, I mean, have a look at this. This is looking clean. Let me just remove everything here. Let's go back. Have a look at this. So right now, price is still trading below this level here. So in order for continuation and a bit of a break of trend over here, you want to see price get above this level here. Okay, does that make sense? Until then, I'm just going to play it safe. I do think that sells could be on the cards there. I don't think the sells could go that hard though, but it could just be like a scalp sell, right? Where we just take a sell based on for the day. We're not going to hold throughout the whole week and turn it into a swing. You don't want to be holding the sell position in this type of market, right? You want to be looking for the longs, okay? But yeah, that is my thought process here for SWE, right? I want to see price get above this level here, and that would be amazing. If we can somehow get above here on the 1 hour time frame, bang, we are golden, okay? And then we can look for TPs literally at these highs over here. You're looking at like a 3 to 4% move, stop loss just below this low. TP right at these highs, and you can potentially extend it a little bit higher if you would like, but only if we get a 1 hour candle close above 3.49. Okay, can you check out Doge and Punky? Yeah, I do want to look at Doge and Fala. Yeah, sure, guys. Can you check out Fala? Of course. Ondo and SWE, look for shorts. It's new. Are you looking for shorts? Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at a few shorts. I'm looking at longs as well. It's all about candles closing here, guys. It's all about candles closing. Can you look at Dogecoin? Yeah, please. I actually wanted to go over Dogecoin as well. So Dogecoin is something that I'm waiting for as well. So I did buy a lot of Dogecoin on spot throughout the weekend, and I did tell a couple people as well in the Telegram group to do the same, right? Because Dogecoin, guys, it broke out of a massive key level, right? Broke out of this huge downward trend, right? And then what actually happened was we did have a confirmed break of this previous high, right? So we had a confirmed break of this previous high right over here, which means that price is in a bullish structure, right? This is just a retracement for continuation to the upside, right? So there's nothing bearish about this, although it is, it's a massive hit here. I think that this is just a retest of this trend line. It was just a bit too deep, but if you want to look for the continuation longs, you could just wait for the break of trend as well, okay? Which is something we would wait for, and confirmation would be close above this previous high. Okay, so that is also another setup I will be waiting for the day. Dogecoin can pump another 36% here, guys. So once we break above this trend, once we get a 4-hour candle above this previous high, we are golden, we're good to go. And then we can look for these longs to the upside where we have TPs all the way to these highs. Okay, so Dogecoin is going to be the one that's on my radar for continuation longs today as well. A lot of tokens are actually on my radar, but we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting to see today. Okay, so we've checked out everything. Ponky, let me just have a look at Fala quickly. I'm not too sure what Fala is, but let's have a look at Fala. 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 What is this token? Let's have a look. Is this the right one? Let me know. Let me know. Must be. Fala, yeah, should be fine. Alright. I mean, yeah. What, I don't even know what to say about this. How do you even do TA on this? I mean, okay, so we're at support over here. I just don't really see much here. Like, honestly, like, this is your buy zone, and then your sell zone would just be at, like, anywhere and within these wicks over here. I don't really know anything about this token. This is more just seems like a bit of a pump and dump, so people will just pump and take profits, right? So, like, just over here, pump, take profits, come back to the down to support, pump, take profits, pump, take profits. You know, we could potentially do the same thing here. So, I mean, this would be your buy zone ultimately. If you lose this level, then it's cooked. You know, then it's completely cooked. But I mean, 300% is not bad. But like, I just don't really see much here. Like, this is weekly time frame stuff as well. Daily time frame showing you know, potential bounce as well. I just don't see it. Okay. I don't really know much about this token. It seems to me it's more of a pump and dump. If there is utility, well then yeah, looks good. But yeah, I just don't really see much. Okay. There's nothing really you can do. You can't really analyze a token like this when it's just pump and dumps. I'll be honest with you. Okay. All right. Let's have a look at Ponky. What Ponky? Ponky. Is that Ponke or? I think you spelled it wrong, but no worries. No worries. I mean, not looking great. No. Alright, so we're at support right now. That's something to note. Right, we are at support. Okay. If we look at the charts on the daily time frame, we can see that well, whenever price does hold this level, price does continue to, you know, get a bounce, like indicated over here. And then when we do flip into resistance, you can see we do come down. So as long as price does stay above this level, we should be okay. If we look at the 4-hour time frame, the reason why I'm a little bit skeptical today, guys, I'll be honest with you. Just be careful with longs today. I think it's going to be a lot of fake outs and everything. So you always have to wait for the candles to close. But for continuation here, you can see it's just been super chopped, right? We're obviously getting smacked by this bearish fair value gap over here, which is obviously something to note. As long as price stays below here on the 4-hour time frame, then, you know, nothing really we can do. We do have a trend line over here that, you know, potentially wants to play out once we get a break above this level. So Ponke at a level where, you know, not much we can do until we get above 0.121. Okay, 0.121 would be like the key level for Ponke. Okay, until then, not much we can really do. Okay, hit the like button. Yeah, that'll be amazing, guys, if you can hit the like button. And yeah, also we do have a community, guys. If you are new, we do have a community where we post setups. We post setups over here. We post setups, potential setups for the day. You can see over here for ETH. I mean for total 3, and then Litecoin. What I'm looking at, same thing that we just went over. And then also just Dogecoin. Right? I was telling people Dogecoin is literally one of the best tokens that I'm looking at right now. And you see we've been waiting for Litecoin for a couple of days. So can you just see like how price, you know, when you're trading, you just have to be patient. Like once you patient, you'll be rewarded. Okay. But yeah, we do have a Telegram community. It's free to join. Just, you know, obviously you have to use the links in the description. But yeah, make sure you guys do join the group. We do try post setups every day. Sometimes we don't because, you know, especially with today's like this, where it's a lot of uncertainty in the market, you have to be patient and wait for price to obviously, close above or below key levels. But yeah, make sure you guys do join. It's a cool group. We do obviously chat about, so Devold and Andy are here as well, giving all the setups, all the spice and everything like that. So join. All right, what else are we gonna go over here? If you guys did just join, welcome. So AVAX, honestly, AVAX is looking absolutely beautiful. One of the tokens right now that I think can do a lot and will do a lot as well without people knowing. Hype as well. Remember guys, we're waiting for Hype. We didn't get to close above this level. Honestly, I don't know what happened, but this was looking so clean. I'll be honest with you. Remember how price was above 40, like we're waiting for this and we're looking for continuation, but then we actually just got absolutely smoked. Price broke structure, looking absolutely bearish here. I'll be honest with you. Hype's looking super bearish here. We broke previous lows. We even broke this low over here, which is terrible, guys. So Hype right now is not looking good. It's not looking good right now. So yeah, I'll be honest with you. Sorry, someone just was phoning me. I don't know what that was about. Can you just see how we broke structure here? Like we need price to get back above $40. Otherwise, I'm not gonna even look at it long here for Hype. So not looking good for Hype. I'll be honest, it's just looking absolutely terrible. This is looking absolutely terrible right now for Hype. Don't know what is happening, but market's not showing strength today. We do know that Mondays are typically a fake out. They do want to trap some people. But yeah, not looking good. Yeah, like I said, I'm very open for sells today, guys. I'm very open for these sells on MKR today. Who's gonna take these sells with me today? I think we're gonna get a good setup here for MKR. Once price does break the low, then that'll be amazing. Once we do break this low, so we'll see what happens. Of course, we do have to play it cool, play it easy. But yeah, we're gonna be taking this in the Telegram group. So make sure you guys do join. I think MKR is going to be a good setup today. This is a trade that I will be waiting for, and yeah, we have quite a lot of TPs. So once we hit this level here, I'd probably just go break even or just put my TP above this previous high. But yeah, I do appreciate everyone for joining. I'm going to jump off because I do have to go right now. But I hope everyone had a good stream. I will be streaming on Wednesday as well. These are the current setups that I'm looking at. If you guys did miss my analysis in the beginning about Ethereum, make sure you guys go check it out. And then yeah, make sure you guys do join the Telegram group. Every link is in the description. But yeah, I appreciate everyone for joining today. It's been a good stream. Yeah, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. And if you do have any questions, you guys can just DM me over here as well. So yeah.